Good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us here in the charts. You tuned into the Crypto Flight Edition. It is your fellow compadre speaking. Today is a very interesting video on the BTC price. I found a new range I'm going to explore with you all. I'm going to show you something that's kind of leading towards BTC potentially reaching a specific level to the downside. We also have an overhead target. This is not a prediction of me saying where the market is going to go. It's simply saying that the buyers have an obligation, the sellers have an obligation, and we're going to point out those details for you here in this video. So welcome in, loyal subscribers. If you're new here, consider joining us on this interesting journey. So let's go and dive right into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today's April the 1st, 2021, and the current price of BTC is going to be $58,689.00. It's down approximately 0.1% for the day. Okay. All right, welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you guys are doing well. ASMR Interesting Analysis. So here is the new range. It's a very large range. Let me pull up the I'll pull up the 3-day candle so we can see it a little bit better. So here's what I found. All right, that's it. Really simple. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at is an ascending channel where the price just kind of comes up, finds resistance, support at the lower line, almost at the top of that line is resistance. And right now, the price action is right up against a support line. Super important level, actually. Right now, if the price actually stays above this potential support line, let's see if we can actually zoom in here, because you can see that, hopefully I actually have my lines correct, right? It's right above this financial support line, okay? So I think sometime before or on April the 4th, 2021, there will likely be a breakout, okay? Remember, guys, breakout consists of either direction, okay? And if it actually breaks up, it appears that the overhead resistance level is all the way at about $78,000. Can BTC break out in that manner over the next 3 days? I'd say maybe it'll take a little bit longer. Let's just say it kind of pushes up off that line, and then we get above the most recent high, which is currently at like 61,000. Let's just say it like breaks up there, and then it takes an additional 3 days to find support at the previous level of resistance. If you're new here, that's all we go over. Support, resistance, and patterns. We've already located this potential pattern, the ascending channel here, and we're right up against a potential support line within the ascending channel. And the overhead resistance, of course, could be measured at about $78,000. Again, I'm not saying this is actually going to happen, but right now, the buyer's obligation is to protect the support line. The buyer's obligation is always to protect the lower support line and, of course, reach the potential resistance line. Not only reach the potential resistance line, the buyer's obligation is to protect the support line and break through the resistance line. And the previous level of resistance can be identified here at this level here, at about like January the 7th, 2021, where it found resistance at about $42,000. But I think there was actually an ascending line. Like let's just say if I did something like this, I don't want to have like a million lines in the charts, guys. That's why I didn't put this line here. But technically speaking, if I were to put like an ascending line at the candle's bodies on the 3-day, then the previous level of resistance will be located right here at about $71,000. Okay, but again, let's keep the charts nice and clean and get that off the chart for now. Now, if you notice the check mark, right? Do you see the check mark here, check mark, and then of course the X? Let's bring it on down to the lower time frames. You can probably see it a little bit better. So this way everybody will be on the same page. So the check marks represent the price activity coming down at close to this line, but never closing a candle's body below the support line. That's an indication that whatever financial support line it is, in this case, it's going to be the lower ascending line within this ascending channel. But remember, financial support lines can vary. Parabolic curves, horizontal lines, and so forth. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. But in this financial support line, you'll know that there is strength at the financial support line when there is only resulting in wicks. And notice the candles down here at about January the 28th, 2001. It's only resulting in wicks at about $29,000. So that's why there's a check mark there. And if you notice here, the same thing, there's only a wick above the financial support line that this also gets a check mark. Now, of course, this area over here where it has an X, and you'll notice that there's actually candles bodies to close below the financial support line. This means that the financial support line may be losing strength or losing momentum, steam, whichever one you want to refer to it as. But in the past, it's not acting the same way as it has to have the undeniable financial support step in at that line, if that makes sense, right? So there could be like a moving average just below the price activity. But on the channel, we want to keep it very simple, guys. Just pull up your charts, find the pattern. You'll be able to find the resistance line, and you'll be able to find the support line. Okay, just keep it like super simple. In this case, I think I've done an interesting job in keeping it as simple as I possibly could. So that's what the check marks, the green check marks, and the X represents here on the circle. The financial support line has been compromised. This means that the sellers may realize that they may have an interesting opportunity to enter this market, potentially push this price to the downside if they can successfully close multiple candles bodies below this financial support line, this ascending line within this ascending channel, okay, the lower ascending line. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm not sure if the thumbnail suggests that we should see a breakout within the next, I think it's like 72 hours. It is a first. So yeah, before or on April the 4th, 2021. And the way that I got that was, so that's how so what I do is, let's just put like a range, right? Let's just say these are the daily candles, right? So I'll put like a range, like something like this. And I would say, okay, so the financial support line, assuming that there is a sufficient amount of financial support on this line and it continues to go sideways, then it stretches all the way over to like April the 4th, 2021. So that's how I find like days. I always have like a date, like a time frame of how long something should take in order to make a move in either direction. You should expect to see the price the sellers make an attempt to push the price lower if it starts to kind of get below this financial support line. Hopefully I'll leave you guys an update ever so often so that we can all be on the same page in terms of what the market is doing, where the candlesticks are developing and closing, whether it's above or below this financial support line. And just closing out here, I have a very interesting way of looking at candlesticks, okay, and price action and volume, okay? What the sellers are trying to do is push the price down to $38,000. Yes, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but what I'm saying is that's their obligation. I found out the seller's obligation. Their obligation is to push the price down to $38,000. It's going to be a very fast move if you see it happen, okay? I don't think it'll take longer than 3 weeks for this to actually play out. I don't think this is going to play out, but remember, do not base your market entry and exit decisions based on what I think. I'm just pointing out the obligation from the sellers if they just so happen to take control of this market, which I don't think is too early for me to call it. I don't just look at a red screen and say, oh yeah, the sellers are coming to the market. No, I look at red screens as buy-in opportunities, depending on the percentage down and of course where it's located at a potential support line, you know, things of that nature. So again, this isn't a video. This is not a bearish video. This is not a bullish video. It's a video stating that by April the 4th, there should be some fireworks in this price action in either direction, okay? And that's pretty much all I have for you, wonderful folks. So yeah, it's near support line, guys. So if the support line has done as it did in the past, with the exception of this area here, as it broke below and closed the candle below, then it's likely that the buyers should find some financial support at this line and push to the upside. But yeah, the next 3 days I'll be watching the price action very closely to determine what side of the market that I will be on. And again, hopefully we'll keep you guys up to speed with updates ever so often. So that's all I have. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave an appropriate thumb just below the video there if you enjoyed the content, and leave a comment to support the channel for the YouTube algorithm. And that's pretty much it. Also, if you're new, before you go, we'd love to send you more information on the traditional stocks if you're into that. 7 days a week we cover that. So join us here on this interesting journey as we do the best we can to understand the ebbs and the flows, okay? So take care of yourselves, protect your portfolios, execute your strategies. We're going to talk soon, and bye for now.